test. Number 1, which of the following is equal to 40 plus 6 plus 7 tenths plus 2 hundredths? A, 46 and 27 hundredths. B, 46 and 72 hundredths. C, 40 and 72 hundredths. Or D, 40 and 27 hundredths. Number 2, which of the following has an 8 in the hundredths place? A, 79 and 84 hundredths. B, 58 and 93 hundredths. C, 84 and 52 hundredths. D, 23 and 58 hundredths. Number 3, what decimal is shown in the grid below? A, 47 hundredths. B, 4 and 7 tenths. C, 47 thousandths. Or D, 47 wholes. Number 4, a meteorologist reported that 2 and 5/10 inches of snow fell last night. What is the value of the underlined digit in 2 and 5/10? Notice the 5 is underlined. A, 5 ones. B, 5 hundredths. C, 5 tens. Or D, 5 tenths. Number 5, order the decimals from least to greatest. A, 1 and 9 hundredths. 1 and 19 hundredths, 1 and 2 tenths, 1 and 23 hundredths, 1 and 61 hundredths. B, 1 and 2 tenths, 1 and 19 hundredths, 1 and 23 hundredths, 1 and 61 hundredths, 1 and 9 hundredths. C, 1 and 9 hundredths, 1 and 2 tenths, 1 and 19 hundredths, 1 and 23 hundredths, 1 and 61 hundredths. Or D, 1 and 9 hundredths, 1 and 23 hundredths, 1 and 19 hundredths, 1 and 2 tenths, 1 and 61 hundredths. Number 6, the table shows some of the smallest countries in the world. The smallest countries in square miles. Country Monaco is 75 hundredths square miles. Nauru is 8 and 11 hundredths square miles. Tavilla is 10 square miles. San Marino is 23 and 6/10 square miles. Liechtenstein is 62 square miles, and Malta is 122 square miles. Which of these countries is smaller than Nauru? A, Monaco. B, San Marino. C, Liechtenstein. D, Malta. Number 7, order the decimals from least to greatest. A, 7 and 19 hundredths, 7 and 33 hundredths, 7 and 29 hundredths, 7 and 3/10, 7 and 71 hundredths. B, 7 and 3/10, 7 and 29 hundredths, 7 and 33 hundredths, 7 and 71 hundredths, 7 and 19 hundredths. C, 7 and 19 hundredths, 7 and 29 hundredths, 7 and 3/10, 7 and 33 hundredths, 7 and 71 hundredths. Or D, 7 and 19 hundredths, 7 and 3/10, 7 and 29 hundredths, 7 and 33 hundredths, 7 and 71 hundredths. Number 8, 9 out of 10 students prefer to do science in the morning. What is 9/10 written as a decimal? 9/10. Remember that the numerator tells how many how many parts are colored in. The denominator tells how many equal parts there are. Okay. Think about place value. Look at the chart on the very first page in question number 1 if you need to. Number 9, choices A, 9 hundredths, B, 9, C, 9/10, D, 9 and 10 hundredths. Number 9, 65 out of 100 students at Marshlands Elementary wanted to spend the money they earned selling calendars on playground equipment. What is this number written as a decimal? So think of 65 hundredths written as a decimal. A, 65 and 100 thousandths. B, 65 thousandths. C, 65 hundredths. D, 6 and 5/10. Number 10, 3 out of 10 balls in a pail are black. What is this amount written as a fraction? If there are 3 of them in the pail that are black, how many are black is basically what it's asking. A, 3/10, B, 1/3, C, 3 100ths, or D, 10 thirds. 4 siblings each guessed what fraction of a tank of gas it would take to drive to the beach. Aaron's guess was correct. Which number is best represented by Aaron's guess on the number line? A, 1/4, B, 5/6, C, 2/3, D, 5/12. Number 12, what fraction and decimal point does T represent on the number line? A, 2/3 and 6/10, B, 3/5 and 6/10, C, 1/8 and 8/10, or D, 8/10 and 8/10. Number 13, Nadia's family ate 8/10 of the hot dogs Nadia cooked at a barbecue. Which point on the number line best represents 8/10? A, P, B, Q, C, R, D, S. Number 14, Nelson jogged 2 1/4 miles. Which point on the number line best represents the distance he jogged? A, P, B, Q, C, R, D, S. Number 15, which fraction and decimal are best represented by point P on the number line? 8 4/5 and 8 4/10. B, 8 4/5 and 8 6/10. C, 8 4/5 and 8 8/10. Or D, 8 4/10 and 8 5/10. Number 16, which fraction and decimal are best represented by point R on the number line? A, 5 1/5 and 5 1/10. B, 5 1/5 and 5 2/10. C, 5 1/5 and 5 4/10. Or D, 5 1/5 and 5 3/10. Number 17, Lily is on a 1-mile hiking trail. She stopped for a short break when she was halfway between 1/2 and 3/4 mile markers. What part of a mile had she traveled when she stopped for her break? A, 1/4, B, 2/10 and 3/10, C, 5/8, or D, 7/8. Brenda lives 1 mile from her aunt. On Saturday, she walked to her aunt's house. She stopped to buy some flowers when she was between 5/8 and 7/8 of the way to her aunt's house. What part of a mile had Brenda walked when she stopped for the flowers? A, 1/4, B, 1/2, C, 3/4, D, 15/16. Number 19, Neil read between 1/10 and 2/5 of his book on Saturday. What part of the book did he read on Saturday? A, 3/10, B, 1/2, C, 3/5, D, 7/10. Number 20, Madison scored between 82 hundredths and 92 hundredths on her test. What was Madison's score on the test? A, 78 hundredths, B, 81 hundredths, C, 82 hundredths, or D, 88 hundredths. Double check your answers before you turn it in.